I want you to try and visualize one of nature's most fascinating architectural marvels. And I'm not talking about, a massive mountain range or a giant
But
canyon.
we're zooming way, way in today.
Exactly. Think much smaller. Think about the simple, humble snail shell.
It's funny because when you really look closely at the structure of a snail shell, you are staring directly at a physical, biological manifestation of the golden ratio.
That logarithmic spiral.
Yeah, exactly. The
Yeah.
exact same one we see repeated everywhere from hurricanes to entire galaxies. But in the context of a snail, it's not just some cool mathematical curiosity.
Right.
That continuous proportional growth represents like a masterclass in biological efficiency. Every single new chamber of the shell is perfectly scaled to the last one.
Which creates this structure that is somehow incredibly lightweight, but also super strong and highly defensive.
It is a system of growth and protection. It's the ultimate flowing aesthetic.
And that optimization, that deeply ancient flowing aesthetic of natural perfection, is actually the foundation of what we're pulling apart today.
We really are getting into something fascinating here.
Yeah, we are looking at a stack of sources from an organization in Sicily, appropriately named the Golden Ratio Agri-Cooperative.
Great name.
It really is. And they are the creators behind a project called Plasma Snail.
Which is such an intriguing concept.
It is. And their entire mission is predicated on this one idea that human engineering doesn't actually need to reinvent the wheel when it comes to cellular repair.
Because nature already built the blueprint.
Exactly. So today we're exploring how this organization captures that pure natural harmony and brings it into modern wellness.
They operate at this really compelling intersection of traditional agriculture and high-level cosmetic science.
Yeah, they've structured their entire extraction and production model around the snail's natural mechanisms. But I think we need to look at what that filtrate actually is on a molecular level.
We do, because that's where this beautiful concept of natural harmony transitions into hard clinical biology.
Let's get into that, because
Yeah.
I think anyone who follows skincare knows the heavy hitters in this space by now.
Oh yeah, people are very educated on ingredients these days.
Right, like we know what hyaluronic acid does. We know it pulls moisture into the tissue.
We know peptides signal the skin to build collagen.
We know allantoin soothes irritation, and glycoproteins aid in structural repair.
Exactly.
So the obvious question for you is, if I can go to a drugstore and buy a cheap lab-made serum that has all those synthetic things thrown into it, why is the Helix Aspersa filtrate vastly superior?
It comes down to the differentiator being the delivery system and the concept of a self-assembled biological matrix.
Okay, unpack that a bit.
Sure. When a cosmetic chemist mixes synthetic hyaluronic acid, peptides, and allantoin in a giant vat, those molecules are essentially just floating next to each other in a base formula.
They're just roommates.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't inherently know how to interact with one another.
Okay. So the ingredients are actually communicating, like they're paving the way for one another.
Think of it as a highly coordinated cellular response.
Wow.
The natural enzymes in the mucin act as a biological key. They gently break down the outer layer of dead skin cells, the stratum corneum, which immediately reduces the barrier of entry.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and because that barrier is compromised by the natural enzymes, the natural hyaluronic acid can pull water much, much deeper into the dermis.
So what did the snail mucin do?
The data from the study demonstrated that the snail secretion filtrate actively downregulated the production of those specific pro-inflammatory cytokines.
It just turned the alarm off.
It stepped right in and quieted the immune alarm system at a cellular level, physically breaking the cycle of inflammation.
You know, what's really fascinating about looking at both the mouse ulcer study and the dog dermatitis study together is what it implies about biological compatibility.
How so?
Well, if this snail mucin can repair a mouse stomach and it can calm a canine immune response, the mechanism of action isn't just some cosmetic trick that only works on human skin. It operates on a fundamental cross-species mammalian level. It is literally a universal biological repair code.
That is a great way to put it. It speaks directly to why synthetic mimics always fall short.
Human skin cells recognize the biological language of the mucin's matrix because it is a language shared across all mammalian biology.
It is deeply restorative, precisely because it is deeply natural.
So how do they harvest this mucin without ruining the exact natural harmony they are trying to capture?
This is where their process is truly revolutionary. From a purely biochemical standpoint, the quote-unquote cruelty-free aspect of their harvest is not just a moral stance to make people feel good.
Right.
It is a strict scientific necessity. Because when any animal, including a snail, is subjected to stress or physical harm, its endocrine system releases stress hormones.
Like the snail equivalent of cortisol.
Exactly. And if a snail is stressed during the extraction process, those defensive hormones and basically toxins flood straight into the mucin.
So a stressful extraction literally contaminates the final product.
Completely.
You'd end up with a serum full of biological panic signals instead of repair signals?
It entirely compromises the efficacy and the purity of that beautiful self-assembled matrix we just discussed.
Wow.
To achieve a highly active, pure, and clear helix aspersa secretion filtrate, the snail must be entirely unstressed.
So how do they solve that tension between scale and purity?
By utilizing ISO-certified laboratory environments that are directly connected to their agricultural facilities.
Ah, okay, so they aren't just out there scraping mucin off the dirt in the Noto Valley.
No, they are controlling the environment down to the particulate level. The sources detail this meticulous, highly controlled procedure.
What does that look like?
You have technicians working in modern stainless steel clean rooms, and they use a stimulation process that mimics natural environmental triggers rather than using any physical force.
Natural triggers like what?
By introducing specific, gentle atmospheric shifts. Things like ozone therapies, fine misting, and really subtle temperature variations.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Right. They could prompt the snail to naturally release its protective mucin without ever triggering its defensive panic response.
It's an environmental cue, not an extraction by force.
Exactly.
The snail just thinks it's experiencing a heavy Sicilian morning dew. It secretes the mucin to navigate it, and then it is returned totally unharmed to the shaded tunnels to continue metabolizing those local herbs.
And the result of that incredibly gentle extraction is a serum that is visibly different.
Visibly? How so?
Well, stress-induced mucin is often cloudy and really highly viscous due to all those defensive compounds we talked about. But the mucin harvested through the cooperatives process is crystal clear, pure, and biologically intact.
That clear, pure perfection again.
Exactly. And that it is microfiltered in that same ISO-certified environment to remove any environmental impurities or bacteria.
Resulting in a cosmetic-grade active ingredient that meets the highest regulatory standards.
Without ever compromising the life cycle of the snail.
Which perfectly transitions into how they are actually deploying this ingredient into the market. They are utilizing a business model called the Plasma Elements White Label Program.
Right.
And when you look at the wider wellness and spa industry, traditional white labeling usually involves, a massive laboratory churning out vats of a generic, largely synthetic cream.
Yeah, a luxury hotel buys a huge batch, slaps their custom logo on the bottle, and charges a massive premium for a product that really has no true identity.
But the traditional white label model is facing a severe authenticity crisis right now.
Spa guests are incredibly educated about skincare ingredients today. They read the labels, they actually understand the science, and they can immediately spot a repackaged commodity.
Yep.
The spa can talk about the volcanic soil of the Noto Valley, the specific diet of the snails, the biochemical necessity of the cruelty-free lab extraction.
And the peer-reviewed clinical studies regarding cellular repair.
Exactly.
Our science, Sicily's finest ingredient.
It's a powerful pitch.
It is, because if you are booking a premium facial, you're usually just trusting a fancy label and a high price tag to deliver results. If a creature as small and slow-moving as a garden snail, an animal so often dismissed or overlooked entirely, actually holds the biological blueprint for such immense cellular healing and aesthetic harmony.
Yeah.
What other highly advanced, perfectly optimized systems of wellness are currently hiding in the quiet, unhurried corners of the natural world, just waiting for us to finally pay attention?